What's going on, everyone? Hope y'all having a blessed day. Today, I want to share my favorite Bible verse with y'all, which is Philippians 4:13, and it states, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." And what this verse is saying is, it's saying that when you're living through Christ, you'll be able to do and get through any situation, regardless of it being easy and good, but also when it's going bad and stuff. And this verse is actually written by Paul when he was going through a hardship because during his time he was in prison, but the type of prison he was in, he was on a house arrest in the quarters in Rome, and because of the type of imprisonment, the prison itself and the guards didn't have to give him financial need, so they didn't give him financial need. So the only way that he could get the things that he need was if he had friends or family that sent him things. So when he wrote this, he was actually writing a letter to the Church of Philippi because they was the ones who was sending everything he need, and he wrote this letter to thank them. But also at the same time, he didn't want to make it seem like that if it wasn't for them, he would just given up, or he wouldn't be able to do it, get through it at all. And if you go back to verse 12, it says, "I know how to be advised, and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I have learned both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need." And what he's saying is he was telling them in the letter that he already learned how to get through hardship on his own. And so although obviously he will know how to get through things when they're going great, he was telling that he also know how to get through things when things are going bad. And when you go back to verse 13, it says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." And he's telling them how he got through it. He's telling that he got through it through Christ. And in verse 14, it says, "Nevertheless, you have done well that you share in my distress." And right here, he's thanking them. Because although he already learned how to get through things on his own, but he still wants to thank them because with them being there to help him and give him the things that he need, they made this hardship easier for him. It didn't have to be as hard as it already was. And the reason why this is my favorite verse is because during my 11th grade year, I was doing powerlifting, and and before some of my lifts, I'll start to get randomly get nervous and stuff. Sometimes it'd be because it was like a weight I never lifted before. It would just be for no reason. I don't even know why. So what I would do was I would quote the scripture, "I can do all things in Christ strengthen me." And I kept quoting that scripture until my anxiety went away. And eventually my anxiety will go away, and I'll do a lift with ease. And and that prior to me, I got first place, and that was actually my first time ever placing a pilot to me. And also, not only was that my first time ever placing, but that was also my first time including God into pilots. And that just shows why it's important to include Christ in your passions as well. And not just when things are going bad or when you're in a time of need. You should include Christ in your passion, whether it's going good or bad. That's my favorite verse. And you all would like to, feel free to comment down your favorite verse below. And also, you can also give a description if you want to watch your favorite verse. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a blessed day.